Playing a video game made in the modern age is much different than playing one from years ago. For example, most NES games didn't have any save points. Maybe a few had passwords. This meant for the most part you'd have to play through the game in one sitting. Now someone might think, yeah, but video games were a lot shorter back then. Which is true, they were, but often if a game was described as good and worth playing, it usually meant it had a fairly high difficulty level. Take Ninja Gaiden for example. The game is very hard, almost impossible. This usually means having to go through many parts of the game over and over, to the point where you become sort of like a master at certain stages. You know every single enemy is, and the precise timing of every jump. You go through the entire level with utter perfection. The good thing about Ninja Gaiden is that it's at least the type of game where if you die, it'll just send you back to the beginning of the level instead of the beginning of the game. No big deal. I played the beginning of this level so many times, I'm a master at it anyway. Ugh. But then there's some games like Kung Fu. Again, great game, but whoa, is it hard. If you use up all your lives, you go all the way back. Anyone ever notice that Kung Fu and the Karate Kid are very similar? You go around punching and kicking things and take everything out in one hit. The only difference is that the Karate Kid is based off the Karate Kid movies, and Kung Fu is based off Game of Death. So you mastered the first few stages. Congratulations. Now comes the hard part. The part that separates the men from the boys. The real hardcore gamers. You're on the last level, but you've been playing forever. Your thumbs are tired, your eyes hurt, but you made it. Nothing can stop you. Except life. If you happen to have one. Your mom is screaming at you to come down and eat your hungry man because it's gonna get cold. Or your girlfriend reminds you that you promised to take her out to dinner and she's gonna break up with you if you don't because you love the games more than her. Pro tip! Sometimes after a short break you come back all refreshed and maybe you finally beat that part of the game you've been stuck on for the last 5 hours. Okay, no more messing around. It's time for the moment you've been training for. Since you woke up this morning. Final boss! Everything else was just child's play until now. 30 seconds later, you're dead. You have no idea what you're doing. If you're lucky enough, maybe you'll get a second shot at it right away. Or else you gotta play either the last level, or worst case scenario, the whole game again. It shouldn't matter though. That was the easy stuff, right? Wrong. It's just as hard as it was before, if not harder, because you're more frustrated now. Back at the final boss now. Are you gonna beat him? Who knows? You've had it. You've probably fought him like a million times. If you don't, who cares? You never will. You're ready to give up. And then, suddenly, boom! You're so shocked and excited, you can't believe what's happening. You jump out of your chair, you throw your arms in the air, and you wave them around. Like you just don't care. And that's it. You maybe tell your friends if you happen to have any, like, hey man, I beat Super Mario Brothers today. But they don't care, because the game came out like 30 years ago.